me in my eyes, welcome to the dark side. Do or die, homicide, call me if you down to try. Everybody getting money like I said they would. Call on me, let me put you in a better hood. Dark side, look me in my eyes.
2G. Yeah. The hero song. Catch me running and gunning, I'm on a one-way ticket to hell. Just let it sink in. Yeah. Catch me running and gunning, I'm on a one-way ticket to hell. Yeah. Catch me running and gunning, I'm on a one-way ticket to hell. Violence getting thicker, the wail of the sirens. Hear a citizen yell. Government, they be tipping the scale of justice, but this unjust system is failed. Glass burst from a 50 to L. Cops kill another innocent male. Niggas go from living in hell to living in cells. Freedom ain't even free. These niggas put us in positions to fail. Like alphabet soup, they be lifting the L's or sipping on something wicked cause the liquor inhales. Hell's Kitchen where they flip it before they pitching the sales. Guns busting, gums touching, dirty fingers and nails. I'm plotting on something bigger cause I'm sick of the smell of blood dripping from the victims that be kissing the ground. Kingpins got them shook, every woman and child. A man without fears here to put an end to this. Nah. Catch me running and gunning, I'm on a one-way ticket to hell. Surrounded by mobsters and crooked cops who would you trust? They tell us stand down, I'ma stand up.
Yo, what the fuck is going on, everybody? Black Out the Rebel, Dark Side Radio. We are back off a little hiatus. Had to, take care of some personal matters real quick. I had to, make sure that my wifey Jenny Fire, she was taken care of and everything. I had to put all my focus and time into her birthday party. Shout out to her. She made the big dirty 30 the other day. Well, not the other day, August 11th. But so yeah, now all that's out the way. I'm back. So. I'm back to being number one at this radio shit because nobody can fuck with me with this interview shit. And if you think differently, then challenge me. Have the same artist, and we'll see which one he or she thinks is the better interviewer. But anywho, let me get off my braggadocious shit. Now, the person to my right, you might remember him because he very recently was just on my show. Right. Hookz Murdocks, everybody. What's going on, y'all? Now, a lot of y'all are probably saying, why the fuck is he on the show once again? Like, we didn't just have him. Two reasons. One, he has a new project that we have to cover. Second reason is I'm a perfectionist when it comes to this radio shit. So I was very upset at myself. It was through no fault of my own, but I was late for the interview. I came late because Meg, my bullshit Dodge Caravan, may she rest in peace, because that bitch is done now. Oh, damn. Both back tires blew out. Oh, no, not that was another time. But yeah, the tire blew out. Yeah, bullshit be happening, nigga. Like, I almost died. Real shit. So the tire blew, and on my way here, so I had to, get the tire people and all that crazy shit, and that's why I was late. It was still like a 48-minute interview, and I have part one. I'm gonna upload it along with this so you can get the full spectrum of everything. Yeah. But I felt very, very bad about that situation because he came here on time, and I was like, nah. And the best way I can relate to this, especially you being a fan of this person too. Some of you guys might know of this guy, might be a fan of him. My nigga J. Cole. Oh yeah. So if you guys are real fans, you might remember his first two mixtapes, which is the warm up and the come up. Yeah. On the warm up, he had a song called Dead Presidents. Mm-hmm. On the come up, he had a song called Dead Presidents. Yep. Reason being is because he was listening to a lot of the feedback and people were saying he needed to go harder. He listened to that and is either nut up or shut up in this business. So what did he do? He went harder on the next track and he flamed it. So in my opinion, he flamed both, but you can definitely see the growth in the energy and was like, nah, I gotta shut these niggas up. I had that same intensity with this shit. I was like, yo, I came late, especially for this nigga. No disrespect to anybody else, but I was very hyped for this interview. There was no bullshit. In the first interview, you can see it, I said, I haven't been this hyped for an interview since Chris Rivers. So for me to be late to this shit, I wanted to burn and shoot my whole fucking car. Anyway, I got a new whip, so I'm out here. I'm chilling. But we got to get back to this nigga Hookz Murdocks. What's good? How you been?
First off, I just got to say, I appreciate you even still pulling up after all of that, man. Like, Unless a nigga would have just went home.
Yo, listen, honestly, if it wasn't as bad as it was, I was gonna drive with the flat here. But I was literally like the metal was off. It was literally almost like just brake pad.
Yeah.
I was really on some like 6-fold tipping 4-folds type shit, like driving with 3 wheels, like hydraulic motion in this bitch. But I was just like, nah, like the way my bank account set up, I can't even afford to have like that be an extra problem, like the brake pad and the rim and the tire. Nah. So I was just like, I gotta do what I gotta do. But that brings us here. So that's why we're starting a little bit earlier than usual, because we have a lot of content to get through. The first time we didn't even play any of his fucking songs. So you guys are like, yo, this nigga's dope, but where the songs at? So
what he sound like?
Exactly. So off the rip, we're gonna get into the track that made me a fan and a believer right now. Hopefully Mainstream has that set up in his arsenal. Can we get into Hal Jordan, please? All right. Man. Like I said, this is Dark. I'm sorry, nigga, you introduce this shit. This is your shit.
Hey man, this is probably the first song. Well, it ain't the first song I made as a solo artist, but this is the one that I think opened up a couple of eyes. This is off I made this song maybe like 3-4 years ago at this point, but like this is first single off of The Adventures of. This is Hal Jordan.
Yeah. I'm just a vigilante, taking names and kicking fannies, stripping panties, hitting Annies, while the kids is in they jammies. I'm chilling with the fucking villains, that's my distant family. Shout out the nigga Handy, ripping shit like Son and Sammy. My cup runneth over, Captain Morgan to the brim. Started fucking with this white chick I call Vanilla Sin. I told her if she coming over, she should bring a friend. She ain't trying to fuck with the Minaj, she must be Lil Kim. That's light bars, like subway carts. Monster Green hit that shit like it's Fenway Park. All these fiends want kick it, but the sensei smart. No, not today, like the Kimbe blocks. I need my Fetty Ock, cause right now the block is very hot. So I keep one eye open like I am Fetty Wap. Niggas think they fucking with the kid, but they clearly not. Nigga, I got venom in my veins like I'm Eddie Brock. The Peter Parker of my team of authors. Great responsibility to lead the charge and take them even farther. I'm Lex Luthor in the fucking green suit of armor. I'm Freddy Krueger, if I catch a nigga sleep, I off him. We're my Jamaican queen, sipping on Jamaican Dream. About to make a scene in the middle of Jamaican Queens. Something ain't seen like sharks with the laser beam. Mono making green. Hal Jordan with his favorite ring. Hal Jordan with his favorite ring. I'm Hal Jordan with his favorite ring. Something ain't seen like sharks with the laser beam. Mono making green. Hal Jordan, let this motherfucking 3-headed monster in. Heavy verses crack. I push the pen like it's contraband. Now honest man couldn't stand a chance against these stone cold killers who were bound to be some legends like Dagger Vance. 16 to make a nigga do the hammer dance. 32 leave him falling cold like an avalanche. Yo, I am far from an average man. Microphone in my hand, I stand where they crash lit. 2G, yo E, let this bitch ring. Fuck 6 feet, whoop your ass without a paddle. Send your body floating up shit's creek. Ain't shit sweet when all your closest niggas changing up on you like Mystique. Brooklyn the kingdom and we rep it like Camlot. While we reaching for the damn top, I swear they sleeping on the kid like Tommy Pickles' grandpops. Now girl, I'm playing the sandbox, little nigga. With my Jamaican queen, sipping on Jamaican Dream. About to make a scene in the middle of Jamaican Queen. Something they ain't seen like sharks with the laser beam. I know making green. Hal Jordan with his favorite Hal Jordan with his favorite ring. I'm Hal Jordan with his favorite ring. Something they ain't seen like sharks with the laser beam. I know making green. Hal Jordan. The cocky poppy get sloppy toppy from Dottie Hotties. My wolves live by the code like we was Hammurabi. In Abu Dhabi get bomb pussy that Nagasaki. Only rock with shorties that give me that Uchi Wally Wally. Marco Robbie hop on the back of the Harley. She touching all of my body as soon as we hit the lobby. She tell me rock a boat, jump that shit like Somalis. Break her off then break out as soon as she close her eyelids. Been a savage like Frederick. Game plan and dreams of living lavish. Inception. Don't get too many chance to make a lasting impression. I've been destined to keep the whole fam fly like the Jetsons. So yeah, and that's word to the militia. 2G, all that hashtags under the pictures. Already told these niggas these were the adventures. Fuck flipping the script, I'm trying to rewrite the scripture. Recite the prophecy, praying that I can honor these. Swear to God there's a hero underneath all this debauchery. So thinking logically, ain't no way that you stopping me. Now get your fucking hands in the air like a robbery screamer. Hal Jordan with his favorite ring. I'm Hal Jordan with his favorite ring. Something ain't seen like sharks with the laser beam. I don't make it ring. Hal Jordan. Hal Jordan with his favorite ring. I'm Hal Jordan with his favorite ring. Something ain't seen like sharks with the laser beam. I don't make it ring. Hal Jordan.
Yeah. Dark Side, we back. Black of the Rebel, Hookz Murdocks. Now you just heard the track that set it all off for the relationship between Dark Side Radio, Black of the Rebel, and Hookz Murdocks, and probably WVMR and Hookz Murdocks, Voices Music and Hookz Murdocks. Hal Jordan. Now, if you guys are paying attention to my feed or maybe Hookz Murdocks' feed, you guys have maybe read that in the caption that there's going to be a lot of surprises. There's going to be a lot of craziness going on. Yeah. Because aside from being an avid fan of this guy's lyricism and craft, he is touching on something that means a whole lot to me. I'm a big comic book nerd. If you didn't see the first part, I strongly recommend that you see the first part so you can see really how in depth I go with this shit. Sure. To keep up with that, the first surprise we're going to get into right now. Let's do it. The reason why I played Hal Jordan is because I think that was a good segue in for me to ask you a general nice question. If you were to have the Green Lantern ring, what is the first thing that you would do?
I would to have the Green Lantern ring. Honestly, man, I'd probably just run up in the White House, dog, and get that nigga up out of there. Like, who's stopping me? Y'all
That's
can't
true.
Stop me. I'm gonna get him up out of there, drop him on some island. He wanna, drop him somewhere in Vietnam or some shit, and then be like, all right, so what's next? What we doing next?
It's very funny when people can sometimes put their foot in their mouth and not even realize it. I don't bullshit when I say I'm the best at what I do here with this interview shit, with this radio shit. You said you run up in the White House, correct? If you had the Green Lantern ring?
Damn right.
Well, Trump, it's time for you to pack your bags, nigga. I got all of the fucking lantern rings, nigga. Let's talk about it. Hold on.
Yeah.
Hold that.
This is some. Oh damn.
Yeah. It's like that.
I'll see that.
Oh yes. Like I said, I'm a big fan of comic books. I'm more Marvel than DC, but when this nigga came out with Hal Jordan, I was like, how can I make this a creative, interesting ass interview? You have all of the lantern rings. If you do not know what all the rings stand for, what all the rings are about, I encourage you to go look them up, check them out. But of course, Hal Jordan is the green ring, and that is the ring of hope. Correct? Yes. Yeah. Hope. So that's going to be yours. You can rock out with that. That's actually yours to keep, the green one.
That's love.
So when we take the picture later, we can throw our middle fingers up. You're going to have the green ring on. And I'm going to be Sinestro out this bitch. I'm going to have the yellow one, or what's that nigga's name? The red nigga, Optometrist.
It's some weird
some weird shit. I don't know, but Sinestro is easier to pronounce, so I might rock with that yellow ring. But that's the first surprise. There's going to be a few more. You guys can't really see right now, but I'm rocking the Black Panther Vans right now, along with the Black Panther tee.
I had to come strapped this time. Last time, GNC Part 1, Black Out put like three. He put out like 3 comic book shirts on me, and I was like, damn, why did I not wear one? So I was like, you know what? Let's put out the Black Widow to commemorate.
Black Widow bent over. Nigga, listen.
We're not gonna do that. But that is that's actually, commemorative of the first track I ever wrote as a solo artist, which was Black Widow. And anybody who followed me from like the beginning when I started performing in the circuit and just doing shows in New York, Black Widow was the shit that I was doing most of the time before Hal Jordan, and that was and it's on the first project, The Adventures of Black Widow. Was the first solo record I ever wrote. I wrote that shit on the ferry, Staten Island ferry, just looking at the water, just going on.
That's what's up. Yeah. And that's another thing I found out too later on. I was like, wait, this nigga Hookz is a Staten Island nigga? He's a Shaolin nigga? Like,
yeah, it's complicated.
It's complicated because I was just like, yo, you don't sound like it at all. Like,
that's right.
Honestly, I couldn't even peg it. I wouldn't even. Not a Brooklyn.
It's weird, man. I grew up originally in Red Hook, Brooklyn. First few years of my life, my family.
Oh, so you was just swimming back and forth? Okay,
yeah, basically. All ferries all day. But and then when I don't even remember how old we was, but little about the teenage years, I think, or like close to it. We moved to Staten Island, and but I always went to school in Brooklyn. All my people were in Brooklyn. All that, you know. So I always felt kind of like I was raised by two brothers.
Right.
You know,
Okay.
and that's why when niggas ask me, I'm just like, I'm from New York, man.
He's from Bratton Island, nigga. What up?
Yeah, you feel me?
That's what's up. Okay. Now, if keeping along with that, talking about your past, I came across doing my research. There's 3 iconic albums that influenced you greatly.
Yeah.
Kanye West's College Dropout,
Yeah.
Jay-Z's Black Album,
Yeah.
50 Cent's Get Rich or Die Trying. Am I right?
Those are 3. Yeah, there's probably a couple more, but those are definitely 3 of the biggest ones for me.
Why is that? Because they're very different in their own ways.
Oh man, I mean, kind of makes sense, right? Because if you listen to any of my projects, it's literally a variety of different types of music. But let's see, the Black Album is my favorite hip hop album of all time. I think it's the perfect swan song. And if Jay-Z would have never made another album after that, granted, I love pretty much all of his albums after that, except for maybe Kingdom Come. But everything else after that
I can agree with you on that.
Great to me.
Even Magna Carta?
I was even fucking with Magna Carta, man.
I gotta
you don't got as
re-listen.
much replay value as some of the other ones, but but the Black Album to me was the perfect. Yes, sir. The perfect swan song. So had he never made another album after that, I think he still would have been a GOAT or the GOAT in certain people's eyes. I think it's just a fantastic album. Every time I listen to it, it gets better. Get Rich or Die Trying, I think, was the first hip hop album. So I got to shout out my cousin Mikey. He's the one that really put me on the hip hop heavy. He used to have his CDs like stacked, alphabetized, all ready to go. You know, so he used to play me shit that I probably wasn't supposed to be hearing at that time, like some DMX shit, a lot of locks. And he's the one that really got me into this. So I remember when Get Rich or Die Trying came out, it was one of the first CDs that I bought. One of the first parental advisory sticker CDs that I bought. And I had just never heard anything like it. You know, because 50 was so gangster with it, but he still mixed in the singing. He still had joints like 21 Questions and and just everything just flowed on that album.
Right.
And I knew I would never be able to make music like that because I never lived a 50 Cent life, but just the musicality of it all was on a
to be able to
level.
compose the hooks, the bridges,
and then still come with the bar work. You know what I mean? And that album is just so huge and definitely one of the greatest albums any genre of all time. Definitely one of the best hip hop debuts of all time. And then College Dropout, because I don't think I would be able to pick up a mic and be accepted in hip hop if it wasn't for that album. And that's like not even my favorite Kanye album by a stretch.
Really?
Yeah, my favorite Kanye album is Dark Twisted Fantasy.
Interesting.
Yeah, I think that's a masterpiece. But with College Dropout, Kanye literally changed hip hop, literally changed what was acceptable and what
I agree
and what wasn't, what kind of shit niggas could rap about. And I think if it wasn't for Kanye West, that's a fact. I think if it wasn't for Kanye West, a lot of the artists that we enjoy today wouldn't be able to do what they do. I mean, maybe somebody else would have came along and did it, but he's the one that did it.
I agree. You know, maybe the J. Cole's, the Vince Staples, the Chance the Rappers, basically the kind of
Even
like the
Drake.
backpack left.
Yeah.
I'm not gangster. I'm just emotional, or I'm speaking from what is real to me type of artist.
Yeah.
I agree with that.
Sure.
I could kind of agree with you on the Dark Twisted
Yeah.
as far as production goes, because I swear to God, all the lights, it can make my soul cry, honestly.
Yeah.
And Blame
He's
Game,
got a couple joints.
and Blame Game was just ridiculous.
Yeah.
So I could agree with you maybe on production level, but lyrically, I still might have to give it to either. It's always between College Dropout or Late Registration.
I think Late Registration is probably the most underrated Kanye album. It's my second favorite Kanye album.
You think it's the most underrated?
I think it's underrated because I think a lot of people put College Dropout out there. I think a lot of people that I talk to love Dark Twisted Fantasy, and I think Graduation gets a lot of burn. But I think Late Registration, there was no misses on that album. Like there was no filler joints. Like it was just straight it was perfect. And you can hear the elevation from one album to the next.
True, yeah.
Because College Dropout, when you go back and listen to it, certain parts sound kind of rough. And it's just like, and you know, reasonably so. It was his first joint, and like he was doing a lot of shit himself, I feel like. But when you go to Late Registration, that's when you see, I think it's a perfect example of you seeing an artist hit another level and then hit that level with all cylinders. And I love it. Love it. You know?
All right. Now we gotta drive this conversation back towards your projects though.
Sure.
So from the adventures of till now with the Gauntlet.
Yeah.
What can you say has been different as far as your artistry?
Yeah.
As far as crafting your lyrics, the production of the songs, just everything in general.
Man, it's a complete 180 from one another. You know what I'm saying?
I'm glad you said 180 because niggas be like, yo,
Niggas
it
be like,
was
it's a
a whole
360,
360. It's like, nigga,
same
you're
shit.
back where you started.
Right.
Please understand what a radius and what a diameter is, motherfucker. Like, I fuck up at math and even I get that shit.
Yeah, I'm bad at math too, but I think I got corrected on that one time. And I never forget that shit. But yeah, complete 180, man. Like everything about Gauntlet is different from the adventures of from the length of the project to the, you know, the sounds of the project to the production of it to me that's, I mean, I guess the best comparison I could make is the one that I just made, which is like going from College Dropout to Late Registration. I think parts when I listen back to the adventures of, parts of it might sound rough a couple years from now, but it's still, to me, a great body of work. Gauntlet was just like Gauntlet. Because I started. Shout out my man Sal Brassbeard. He produced. That's one thing. So he produced the entire record. One producer for the entire record can definitely change the way that you work. Yeah. And the way the cohesiveness comes together. Another thing to think about is I put the adventures of. It took me about 3+ years to work on that album, and it was over the course of so much time. Gauntlet took me 3 months.
He was like, all right, listen, Infinity War just dropped. I gotta make this shit.
Like, I gotta capitalize, and it wasn't even supposed to be a project. It was supposed to be a series in the beginning.
Every Friday, yeah.
It was supposed to be an every Friday thing, and I was challenging myself to do it, and I did it for the first few. And then I was just like, damn, a nigga can't keep up with this.
I told you. I fucking told you.
I played myself. So I was like, you know what? Let me just hold back a little bit, really craft something that could be special, and just put it all out at once. And I think that was the best decision that I could have made. And yeah, and I think I was trying. I was also in a I think a darker place at certain points when making this project.
Oh yeah, I hear that.
Which you can tell. So there's a certain aggressive nature to it that I don't think was in all parts of the adventures of, and yeah, it turned into something that beyond what I anticipated it being.
Okay.
100%.
I think it was very well marketed. And the promotion for it was, I think it reached its goal. I think anybody who's a fan of hip hop or anybody who's just a fan of you, Hookz Murdock, was very enticed. When I heard that you was gonna do Infinity War, I was like, oh shit, it's about to be lit. Yeah. Because niggas is fresh off of Adventures of, so niggas is like, yo, you really about to keep going with this shit. This wasn't like a one-time thing. Yeah. Bet. And then you was like, okay, you're going to do it every Friday. So now, aside from Fuckboy Friday on Dark Side Radio's Instagram, I got something else to look forward to. So the first one dropped. I was like, oh shit, the first one was mine. And I was like, okay, it took me a little while to get to it, but I understand why everything was happening and the sound was the way it was. Yeah. I'm going to get to that a little later. And I was like, okay, now I'm hooked. All right, let's go. Second one was, it was Space. Was it Space? It was Space. Space was cool because in my father's imagination, I would not have imagined it to go to a girl track. Yeah. But I like the way you brought it around. Yeah. So that was cool. Then we went to Power, and Power is by far my favorite Infinity Stone from the project. I'm going to get into that later, why it is, but I was just like, oh shit, now I'm hyped. Yeah. Because if you know anything about the Stones, and if you guys don't, my nerd ass will school you later on.
But or they can read them write-ups that you was doing.
This is true. I mean,
Reasons fundamental.
we can get into that. I mean, listen, if you guys haven't checked already, DarksideRadioNYC.com, I just did the write-up for his album. So you guys are more than welcome to check that out periodically as we drop songs here and there, or just after the show, or whatever the case may be. But yeah, the way that you were setting it up, in my opinion, I was just like, okay, I think I see where he's going with this. Because if, like I said, if you guys don't know about the Stones, arguably one of the most dangerous and one of the most sought after stones is the Soul Stone.
Yeah.
For obvious reasons, because it's soul. I'll get into what it does and everything, because it's a little bit more than what you think.
Yeah.
But I'm thinking like, okay, he's gonna lead up to the soul, and it's gonna be crazy as shit. And then we just have this big ass hiatus, and then I had to send this nigga a meme like the fucking Clayton Bigsby, Dave Chappelle shit. Like, yo, you got any more of them Infinity Stones, my nigga? Like, I'm scratching. Like, what's up?
It's so crazy. I felt so bad. I felt so bad for taking that long, because I was just like, damn, motherfuckers ain't gonna care anymore. You know what I mean? But I that's why when I did put it out and it came out, I was just really once again blown away by the reception of it, just because people did still care, and they wanted to hear the end, like the saga completed, you know? Right. And that's pretty fucking cool. Yeah. Did you do the same thing like you did on Adventures of? Did you drop the shit and just close your laptop and just call it a day? Nah, this one I think I was you a little bit more confident? Adventures of was so emotional for me. It was so emotional for me, because I had been working on that for so long, and like so much sacrifice went into that shit, from like money to time with loved ones to, like, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. With this one, it was still a lot of sacrifice. We still put money into it, but it was this one was more of a like, I just want to see what people think. So I'm gonna keep this motherfucker open so I can hear what people think. And, right. And again, I was just blown away by the reactions, because a lot of people just loved it. I've heard majority good things, you know. That's what's up. So. Okay, cool. Now, in our private conversations, you told me that the Time Stone is actually your favorite stone. Yeah. Why is that? I mean, I think you mean from a comic perspective, or just from the songs, in terms of the songs. Okay, well, both. If there's a difference. Yeah, I mean, in terms of the comic perspective, it might be my favorite song, close to the Reality Stone. I just think that's just super dope. But I mean, the Time Stone, just being able to, I always said, like, I had answered this question, for years and years, if I had a superpower, what would it be? And I changed it up a little bit now, but before it used to be to control time. And go back and forth and like be able to jump back and shit like that. So okay, Barry Allen, just keep fucking up the timeline. That's why I switched it to speed. I'm about to say that. Nigga, you just speed, because I was like, fuck it, you can do both. That's awesome. But the time Stone, and time in terms of the song, it's my favorite because I had absolutely no idea what to do for that song. No idea what to do for that song. Had no idea on how to approach it. Even when me and Brass Beard came up with the beat, I was still like, damn, I don't know. And we were in the studio and we had a long session that day, and he was making, I think, the beat to something else. I think he was actually making the beat to Gauntlet. Mm-hmm. And I just threw my headphones on and I was like, all right, let me vibe out, let me zone out to this shit. And it just flowed. And then when we actually recorded it, I was just like, damn, I never thought I could make a record like this. And it just it showed me how much more potential I have when it comes to making music. And I listened to the song, and even on the rough cuts, I just kept playing it back. Cause I'm like, damn, this is really like, it's catchy, but it's just so like, it's so deep to me, you know? Right. I don't know. I just, that song to me is just my favorite one. But what I love about this project, kind of like Adventures of, everybody has different favorites. Yeah. Everybody has different top 2s, top 3s, you know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. I don't think anybody has the same top 3 as I do. Mm-hmm. So, I just love being able to make something like that where it's a conversation piece. Like, exactly. Oh, I like this track. Okay, why do you like it? And it's never the generic shit that you hear on the radio, because people, like, when I say that, I mean, usually nowadays, unfortunately, people will say, oh, I like this track, it's fire. But like, okay, well, what's fire about it? Like, yo, that beat is banging. Right. And it's like, okay, well, you can tip your hat to the producer, but But what about the
the
actual
artist?
song?
Yeah. What about the writer? And that's not the case with you.
Yeah.
So people have their favorites, and it's because, well, I like it because of the meaning here, or I like it
Yeah.
because the punchlines, or I like it because the delivery.
Yeah.
I like it because the concept overall, how he matched the beat and how the sound, how it sounds sonically.
Yeah.
So yeah, I fucks with that.
Thank you, man.
Yeah, of course. At this time now, we're gonna actually get into another track. We're gonna what do you mainstream? What do you think we should do? Should we go to Adventures of?
Mainstream, what's your favorite Gauntlet song?
Ooh, good
I don't think
question.
I
I
don't
like
think
this.
we
we
turn the interview.
Yeah, mainstream is actually a big comic book fan too. So
Yeah.
On the real,
Yeah.
the Mind Stone is my favorite
Okay.
one. But you know what? It's also my favorite stone as well.
Okay.
Even to reach into somebody's mind and see their true, like,
Yeah.
the true thought.
their true thoughts, their true opinions of that. I think that's just dope. Because
Yeah.
not many people be called out in this industry if we really knew how they feel. But I digress.
Right.
Word.
Okay.
Word.
On that note, I think Hook's choice. Should we get into Adventures of? Because
Yeah.
all right,
do it.
what track would you like to get into?
Oh man. Adventures of. I would say we could either do Shine of the Crows or maybe shout out my boy Butter Cool and my guy Rich Ryan. We could get into Tony Stark. I'm down for either one of those two.
Genius, billionaire, playboy.
Yeah.
It's all about
Yeah.
dog, nigga. I'm larger than that nigga Steven Seagal. I'm gonna be a big ass movie star off that shit. Look, nigga, I told you to stop showing the fucking tape. Now, why you keep on bitching about my tape, man?
I feel like a genius, billionaire, playboy. Genius, billionaire, playboy. I feel like a genius, billionaire, playboy. Genius, billionaire, playboy. Tony Stark.
I used to be humble, but niggas try making it real out of me. So now I'm arrogant, cocky, and don't give a fuck how you feel.
See, I'm
about
never
me.
refreshed. Bitches always put me in the test. Niggas always coming for the rip, but always end up in debt. See these niggas wasting their time for a nigga that don't know they exist. Now watching nigga flex. I'm sipping, spilling, rolling drinks with all type of filters. Chicks you double tapping when they post. I took the picture with them undercover. Yeah, they on the daily. Get them haters, got a black nine, got a melanator. Get you hella fitted, more smoke from the heat that leave you hella patient. No need for a renovation. Where I'm a place to send up for an invitation. I got no time, so I let off. Problems get laid like it's bad claws. Might see you dead off. Watch he have you bled off.
I feel like a genius, billionaire, playboy. Genius, billionaire, playboy. I feel like a genius, billionaire, playboy. Genius, billionaire, playboy. Tony Stark. I used to be humble, but niggas try making it real out me. So now I'm arrogant, cocky, and don't give a fuck how you feel about me.
Trigger finger on the rusty 9 nickel plate. Middle finger screaming fuck you to them niggas hating. Thumbs up to my shooter if he sitting patient. Whole world throw up ringing pinky when that nigga make it. Me and Rich out in Hopshire. Shit ain't been the same, made a switch to the roster. Cool kids table having dinner with the monsters. You ain't on the wave, I'm swimming with the Loch Ness. Now tell me why did these niggas think we are common? Everybody knows I'm a motherfucking problem. From the kitchen on the goddamn, yo chick say she need a good dick like the first rabbit. Great shit, y'all niggas playing basic ball. The hero hotter than a Mason guard. I'm bumming dirty rice, sipping dirty Sprite out the mixing jar. That money move like Jamaican bars. Apologies for the race remarks. Crazy racist, and that's why I'm screaming fuck him every stage I'm on.
I feel like a genius, billionaire, playboy. Genius, billionaire, playboy. I feel like a genius, billionaire, playboy. Genius, billionaire, playboy. Tony Stark. I used to be humble, but niggas try making it real out me. So now I'm arrogant, cocky, and don't give a fuck how you feel about me. I feel like a genius, billionaire, playboy. Genius, billionaire, playboy. I feel like a genius, billionaire, playboy. Genius, billionaire, playboy. Tony Stark. I used to be humble, but niggas try making it real out me. So now I'm arrogant, cocky, and don't give a fuck how you feel about me.
Big man in a suit of armor. Take that off. What are you? Genius, billionaire, playboy, philanthropist.
Why you keep on bitching about my tape, man?
I still like that Prince of Wakanda. Used to smoke tree with some shorty named Rhonda. Little snot nose, I was nothing but a shotter. She went to the city, linked up with a doctor. Strange, isn't it? I was on some different shit. Back in 92, I was rolling on some tipping shit. Gold around my neck, dream team, some Olympic shit. Gin and juice had a young nigga thinking different shit. Old dog had a young nigga on some different shit. I used to handle rock like Irvin. All black suburban had that work from the merchant. North of the wall, you can see them wolves lurking. I feel like ride more than Tony. Team full of shooters like D'Antoni. You feeling big, homie? Get your big, homie. I sock niggas, I make Foley. I used to carry niggas like Jonas. Red out, red in. Niggas felt like Otis. Big white house, a nigga felt like POTUS. 3-piece suit, keep your bitch on notice. Getting Will Smith money, 2G, stay focused.
I need y'all to understand, the nigga got the flyers, Gucci loafers, and we got Balenciaga, we got shades and shit. Nigga, we stunting real hard on these bitches right now. Nigga, right now, look, yo, Rich, we standing on motherfucking
Yo, Black Out the Rebel, Dark Side Radio, Hookz Murdocks. We are back.
Back.
Which track was that again? That was
that is Tony Stark.
Yeah, that was Tony Stark. My bad.
Tony
I'm thinking
Stark.
of Signs of the Cross real quick. I don't know why, but
yeah.
That was my shit.
Yeah.
I gotta listen to it again because right now Gauntlet is all that's playing in my mind. I gotta listen back to it to figure out which one is my favorite from that project. I think I told you it was Hal Jordan.
I think you did.
Even though I'm a Marvel head, it's just the punchlines that this nigga kept delivering back to back was just remarkable. But the reason why I played that, aside from giving you guys more music and more reason to like this man and get more accustomed to his music and how he gets down, I had to run to my car real fast to get another surprise. And there's going to be more surprises as the night goes on because we're not done by far. Now, this surprise I have has to do with the Gauntlet. This has to do with Infinity War.
Okay.
Now, this also has to do with the reason why my album has been delayed and hasn't been is not finished yet.
Yeah.
The real reason why, honestly, well, recently I just started writing another verse for another song to finish the last track. But before that, shout out to KDK of Monday Night Raw. She's going to be doing the photo shoot. She's waiting on me. And I told her I have a certain outfit that I need to get custom made to make sure this shit is on point. Most of it is done except for the vest that I'm about to get done. What I have for you guys today is the vest. I told Live Johnson, shout out to Live Johnson, he's the bro. This is my RPO jacket. RPO stands for Ready Player One. If you have not seen that movie, I encourage you to see it because if you're a fan or just want to learn little things about the 80s and 90s pop culture, that is the movie for you.
Yeah.
So,
probably one of the rare instances where a movie was actually better than the book. I don't know if you ever read the book.
No, I didn't.
But the book was it was good, but it was kind of weird. But the movie was fire.
Okay, sidebar.
Yeah.
This is what really angered me most about that movie. And I told Live this personally, but I'm going to tell you guys, just so you guys can be as angry as I am. Because if you guys are nerds just like I am, you're going to realize this and be like, this is facts. Not to ruin it for you guys, but in the movie, like I said, is pop culture to its highest extent. I saw Battletoads. I saw the DeLorean from Back to the Future. Yeah. I saw Batman climbing a mountain. I think it was Kilimanjaro. I saw King Kong.
Yeah.
I saw a Gundam.
Yeah.
I saw what is it? The Iron Giant.
Yeah.
I saw a lot of different things from different
Harley.
Joker and Harley. I definitely saw them. I saw Chucky.
Yeah.
I saw all of these different characters. With that being said, you mean to fucking tell me we still cannot get X-Men and Avengers in the same goddamn movie? What the fuck is going on? They both from Marvel. It don't make no goddamn sense.
That was our one shot.
It was our one shot.
We gonna get it.
You had one job.
We gonna get it. We gonna have to wait.
It's too late. It's fucked up. It's too late. I'm sorry. It makes no fucking sense at this point. All this shit is fucked up now. Because if you guys really know what the fuck happens in Infinity War, you would know that a lot of those characters you saw on this screen have nothing to do with the fucking comic books at all. There was no fucking Star-Lord. There was no fucking there was no fucking group. What was there group? No, there was no group.
Not really, no.
No.
Yeah.
Like honestly,
even certain cats that had big ass roles in the first one, in the actual comic book, they ain't have crazy roles like that, and in like how they do in the movies. Like, but that's Marvel MCU. Marvel always does that though. Like,
It's bullshit. For niggas like me, it's bullshit.
It's tough though.
Like,
It's hard.
When I was really going back and doing my research, I was like, yo, I remember this. It's like, damn, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Silver Surfer, Mephisto, Nebula, of course, Thanos, obviously, fucking Adam Warlock. All these characters that you maybe either saw or not introduced properly are huge factors in characters in that whole story arc. Where the fuck are they? Lie to me. What is going on?
Yeah.
Bullshit.
Lie to me.
Anyway, my little rant. Getting back, the RPO jacket I'm about to release, let y'all see right now. It's gonna have a lot of pop culture, different references. It's not done yet. I just started adding some pieces to it. I'm gonna let y'all take a look and let y'all think and let y'all, let me know what y'all think.
I need
Especially
to see
you,
that.
Hookz, because I think you'll find some of these are actually pretty interesting. Go ahead, hold that.
Shit.
So I told you I does this.
Ha.
So
That's fire.
yes, I have
That nigga hand
Thanos
is
with
spinning.
the Infinity
That
Gauntlet
is fire.
pin,
Hold up.
chromed
Yeah,
out, and all types of glitter and shit. My favorite Dragon Ball Z characters of all time will always be Adult Trunks, and Vegeta comes second, close second. Fuck Goku on so many levels. Frieza's up there just because they gave it to me for free, and I was just like, all right, why not?
Right. Can't endorse these androids. Other than
listen,
that,
man, Android is life. Once my nigga put me on to Showbox and Bobby HD, I can watch everything I want for free. I immediately cancel Netflix. I know your iPhone niggas don't have that like leniency to do that for you. So, like I said, Droid life all day. Droid gang.
That's fair, man. Just, don't catch no virus.
That's all right, nigga. I got a condom around my phone.
You stupid.
I'm good. Yeah. I downloaded a pill or something.
You stupid.
But yeah, moving on.
That's hard. That's hard.
I try.
That's tough.
And we're not,
man.
and we're far from done. When the whole thing is done and completed, that's when we do the photo shoot, and then that's when I do an interview with Mainstream for Dark Side Radio, where he's actually interviewing me. It's my show. I can do what the fuck I want.
You can,
nigga. I told you about this. Don't look at me with that face. Like, when the fuck did I agree to this?
That's dope.
So yeah, that will actually be coming later on next month in September. But in the meantime, we gotta get back to this nigga Hookz Murdocks.
Real
with
quick,
this crazy ass.
Real quick,
What's up?
Because you got the Dragon Ball Z joints up here.
Yes,
Quick anime sidebar. I have a new addiction, and it's called My Hero Academia.
Nigga, everybody's talking to me about that.
Bro, it's
you. Wait, was it you that said you were 6 episodes in?
I'm 20 episodes in
God
now,
damn,
bro.
right,
That was
nigga,
yesterday. That was like 2 days ago. It's really good. It's like obviously not the most original anime of all time. I mean, I've been watching anime for maybe like 3 years now, because I was straight comic before that. I thought anime was gay, but like now I fucking love it. And this shit is just it's dope because they're superheroes in the anime. You know what I'm saying? So it combines both. But like, man, the characters in this shit are just so dope, man. If you ever get the chance, check it out.
That is next on my list.
Yeah.
Honestly, I know niggas is gonna bash me for life, but I have not seen Naruto yet.
Oh,
so
me
I
neither.
gotta do that.
Me neither.
But nah, the
I'm
way
for it,
the way
y'all.
people was talking about My Hero Academia, like, all right, I'm gonna make a note of that.
Bro,
A lot of y'all don't know about High School DxD though. I need y'all to get up on that, because that's my favorite anime of all time.
Really?
Because
I've never seen it, but I've heard of it. Yeah.
even above Dragon Ball Z, because it combines everything, every genre you can think of. It has romance, because there's a romantic, protagonist and the girl that he's trying to save and all that other stuff. It has sci-fi. It has action, of course. It has comedy. So much fucking comedy. Like, the shit is so stupid, but the storyline is so perfectly written. It's like, yo, that shit is actually pretty lit. So I encourage you guys, if you guys are still watching My Hero Academia, that's cool. Finish that shit. Go to High School DxD, come back, hit me up in the comments. Let's talk about this shit, because I swear to God, I'm not steering y'all wrong. It's a dope ass anime.
I hear that.
And I'm gonna watch My Hero Academia. I'm gonna hit this nigga up. I'm gonna hit all of y'all other fans and nerds up, and we're gonna talk about this shit, because what's the use of watching some ill shit if you ain't got nobody to talk about it with?
True. That's true.
So But yeah, moving on, we got to get back to you real quick.
Sure.
So we have the Adventures of, we have the Gauntlet. Do you have any idea what's next?
Truth be told, I think the next for the rest of the year, obviously it's gonna be straight singles, and I think the next project that I craft that's kind of comic related, I really want to take my time on that. So it probably won't be the next project. I think the next project is gonna be more along the lines of my alter ego, you know. So showing a different side of it, and because I just at the end of the day I make music, you know what I'm saying, and like, and I can do that all day, yeah, you know. So I'll go on record right now. I think that y'all ain't even heard the best shit that I have on stash. Okay. Truth be told, I think somebody's, and then, you know, people real close to me like Anonymous and Wifey and Rich Ryan and Brass Beard, who I've been working with for a few months now. Like, they've heard some of the other shit, and it's crazy. So I'm excited for that. I'm excited to, you know, the next project to be to stray away from some of the comic related thing. It's always gonna be there. It's always gonna be in the backdrop, but to not be a full on theme, just because I want to see if people receive that just as well. Right. And I really, next time I do a comic, maybe Adventures of Part 2, who knows? I really want to craft that shit, and I want it to be at the highest level that it can be at that point in time. So yeah, I'm excited.
All right, now, in light of not so much the Adventures of, but in light of the Gauntlet, have you had people come up to you like, yo, you got to do Civil War, yo, you got to do Age of Apocalypse, you got to do Days of Future Past? I haven't had that, but I've had requests for features, and some of the requests for features have been like comic themed, because I think people, I don't even like, it's, to me, it's not even like a bandwagon or anything like that. To me, it's just somebody's able to do it and actually do it in a way that's not super nerdy. Or at least I don't think it's super nerdy, even though I am kind of a nerd. But like, I've been able to do it kind of with a balancing act, and I think it's inspiring people to jump on that wave because they love it too. Yeah, and it's something that I think I love. I love the fact that people are expressing their love for comics, because I honestly think comics and hip hop have been going hand in hand for years now. This is true. Yes. You
know what I'm saying? Or even comics. I mean, hip hop and anime. If you think about shit like Samurai,
Afro
Samurai, and even like Cowboy Bebop and shit like that from back in the days. But like, I think they've been going hand in hand. So I have gotten a couple feature requests that have been like hero themed, and I'm all for it. I'm here for it. But nothing as far as like the next project goes. I think because I don't think anybody was expecting Gauntlet. You know what I'm saying? I wasn't even expecting Gauntlet. So I was just like, shit, Infinity War is like the biggest comic book movie of all time. It'd be stupid if I don't do something for this. And it ended up just being something else. But yeah.
Okay.
So we'll see.
Okay. All right. That kind of, I have to really get into this. We're gonna get into it more as the night goes on, but the first episode I had a segment called "You Can Get With This or You Can Get With That." Yeah, that was specifically designed for this man Hookz Murdocks right here, where I was asking him questions that was comic book related, and he would give his authentic opinion. Yeah, I asked you when it came to Civil War, whose side were you on, and you said Team Cap. Yeah, reluctantly. Yeah, you were kind of saying like you respected and understood Iron Man's idea. Yeah. Why is that?
Man, we had so many, because I saw Civil War with like a bunch of my friends. It was we were like almost 10 deep, but like we had like war room debates about this shit. And to me, it comes down to the fact that Cap, I mean, spoiler alert, if you haven't seen Civil War,
I'm sorry, it is what it is.
Yeah, honestly. But to me, the thing was about Cap knowing that it was Bucky that killed Iron Man's parents, and then not saying shit. Like I get it. I get why he did it. and I get it because like at first when I after rewatching it I get it even more. At first when I watched it I'm like, yo, that's like his best friend though, and you comparing like best friends to parents and shit is kind of hard, but Bucky was not only his best friend, but he was like his one and only nigga. And you know what I'm saying? And like they were like brothers. So I understand it a little bit more now, which is why I think I'm Team Cap for the most part. But just that whole when he asked me, don't bullshit me. And he was just like, yeah, that was the first time I ever seen Cap do something shady. Yeah. And I was like, damn. Yeah. So I love that moment because it gives the character so much depth in the movies.
Gives them imperfections.
Exactly.
Lets them know that they're still human.
Exactly. And then you know you see the tide change, but it was just like I was like, damn. If I was Tony, I'd be pissed the fuck off.
Oh yeah.
You know, I'd be mad as hell. So like all throughout
Genius billionaire playboy gangster nigga.
Exactly.
Nigga, he murdered my parents, nigga. Like
I'm about
Riverside, motherfucker.
I'm about to kill this nigga. Yeah, like, you know. So he got close. So like, that's really what did it for me. Because when it came down to the whole Accords and shit like that, I understood Tony's points too. But I'm just like, I felt like he was being a little bitch, a little bit. Yeah, because like he was having PTSD and all of that. But yeah, that's why. Because I'm like, damn, you knew that he did that shit for how long, fam? And like, you were smiling at my man's face and like.
Honestly, that's one of those situations where it's like, yo, I know you my mans, but my nigga, you got to answer to that. But we got to move some furniture. Y'all got to hash that shit out. Yeah. It's not going to get to the point where niggas going to get killed. Right. But he does have to get at you.
And that's why I'm still Team Cap overall. Because I understand the reasons behind it. Even though it was shady, I understand the reasons behind it. My homegirl, shout out my homegirl Shakira, she was not with the shit. She was not with the shit.
She was Team Iron Man?
Yeah, she was Team Iron Man all the way. I don't know how she feels about it now after, seeing it a few more times, I'm sure, but she was Team Iron Man all the way. She was like, nope, fuck that.
Okay. Now, I like that I guess we could separate it because what you guys see in the movie theaters and what's actually written in comic books is entirely different.
Very, very different.
So with the comic book, with the authentic storyline, are you still Team Cap or are you Team Iron Man? Because Iron Man does a lot more shady shit in the comics than he does in the movies. They don't tell you.
Yeah, no, they don't. I was gonna say I'm probably even more Team Cap because, like, from a comic perspective, because I think Iron Man wasn't, not that he was like corrupted. He was still trying to do the right thing, but he went about it.
Money off that shit.
He was going about it in all the wrong ways.
Was horrible. This nigga was like, oh. This is the time for me to cash in. Let me make this bank real fast.
Yeah, and yeah. It was. He was.
For those of you guys who don't know, he basically was kind of finessing a way for him to make money off the Superhuman Registration Act, the act that kind of made every superhero have to kind of like register themselves to the government. He found a way of finessing and get money off of that shit. And I thought that was shady.
To me, it was more in that regard, though. I think he was making like lemonade out of that shit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
like,
well, fuck it, we gotta submit.
He was just like, fuck it. If we gotta do this, I'm gonna get paid. Because he's at the end of the day, Tony Stark's a businessman. You know what I'm saying? He's a billionaire for a reason. But in the comic, because after the shit that happened with Spider-Man in the comics, I'm just like, how could you really deal?
Like I said, what you guys see in the movies and what you guys read in the comics is very different. Yeah. At the end, this nigga Spider-Man was Team Cap the way he was fucking up niggas on fucking Iron Man side. Yeah. Because this nigga Iron Man was on some shady shit. This nigga Spider-Man was like, wait, I never agreed to this shit. Right. How the fuck do you even know about certain shit about my Spidey sense? The fuck is going on, ref? Yeah. So I encourage you guys to actually take time to actually read the comic or YouTube. Yeah. Everything is YouTube. You can actually look and read the entire thing on YouTube just to get to get the abridged version. Yeah. So that way you can compare and understand that, what you're seeing in the movies is entertaining, but it's not canon, which is not accurate to the actual story.
It's not a continuation of what the writers did in the actual comic book. I mean, YouTube was great for that, like catching up on fucking anything, but catching up on comic books if there's one that you feel like you're too behind, or if you don't know where to start. Because I know a lot of people have actually like, what are some good ones to start with, and it's hard because at this point there's been so many. But YouTube was a good way to kind of figure that out. Also, Comixology, who if you read digital comics, the app is purchased by Amazon, of course, because fucking Jeff Bezos. You know what I'm saying? He's the real life Tony. So I'm convinced that nigga has an Iron Man suit somewhere. Convinced. But I digress. But he, you know, so Comixology actually has a section for like beginners, where it'll kind of give you like really popular stories that you can then kind of choose your favorite characters and then dive into their stories a little bit more. I think that's the best way to go about it. When you're new to comics, read the bigger stories and then pick the characters that you fuck with and then start to like melt it down from there.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Which is that?
X-Men versus Avengers.
Okay. Yeah.
X-Men versus Avengers is what kind of got my wifey in the comic book.
Ooh, okay.
Because we were reading it together in college, and like, I don't know if she would be embarrassed to tell this, but I don't care. We were reading it together in college, and she was just so into the story that when we got up to a certain point where I just didn't buy like the rest of them, and she was like, "What are you doing?
The fuck are you doing?
Yeah, buy that shit, nigga."
Nigga, I need issue 89 like right now.
You
Nigga.
need that ASAP. Definitely one of the greatest crossover or just comic book storylines ever.
I think if y'all pay attention to that story afterwards, the best like after story has to be the crossover where they did with Black Panther and Storm. They're literally having marital issues in the comic while they're fighting. I forgot who they were fighting.
Yeah.
But they're literally having marital issues throughout the whole comic book, arguing. I think that was epic.
I would love to see that one day on screen. Those two together. Like, I would love to see that. I think one day we will. I will make that prediction. I think one day we will.
Hopefully. Yeah.
And she will not be played by Halle Berry.
Listen, let's not get it twisted. Holly,
we love you.
We loved you in Swordfish.
Yeah.
That's
always the first one niggas go to, right?
That's a fact. That's a motherfucker. Fuck Monsters Ball, nigga. When she lift that fucking magazine down, we was like, oh shit. Yo, here, what you gonna do, my nigga?
Oh.
I would have cut the tape right there. Like, cut. I need 5 minutes. Either I gotta stroke my meat or I gotta stroke her. One of the two. I don't give a fuck. I'm gonna take it. Sue me. I got millions, nigga. What up?
Fucking Hugh Jackman.
Nigga, I was about to be Hung Jackman in a second, nigga. If I was him, nigga, I'm sorry. This is Halle Berry. This is the epitome of Black Beauty from the 90s. Like, you can't tell me. She was like definitely in the top 10, top 20. Yeah, still
gorgeous. She almost got canceled for that bullshit Catwoman movie, but
nigga,
she made up for it.
Yo, DC need to step it up, D. Like
DC been needing to step it up for a minute,
nigga.
If it wasn't for Christopher Nolan, they'd be fucked.
Yo, if it wasn't for the animated freaking series, that saves them so much.
Flashpoint Paradox is my favorite.
Oh, nigga.
To see this nigga Flash get stabbed in that leg. And he still had to run and change time. And to see my nigga Batman cry because he got the note, I was like, this shit is so real.
Emotion out of that
God.
nigga. You see like fucking like HIV Superman and shit.
Yeah.
Like, my man, he's thin, he's skinny.
Yo, dead ass. The DC movies, if you guys are not privy to, check them out, Google them. They're out there. Don't think just because it's not on the silver screen, it's not coming out. There's a lot of movies that you guys might be missing. The Judas Contract, Teen Titans versus
Justice League, Dark Justice League,
Dark Justice with my nigga Swamp Thing out of nowhere.
Yo, I just saw that one.
That one's
Justice League Dark. I just saw
Justice League Dark. Yeah,
fire, so fire,
super fire. I hope they bring that to the screen one day. I think that'd be fire. Assault on Arkham. Suicide Squad. Justice League Doom. Have you ever seen Doom?
Yes.
Where like Batman comes up with all the plans to like stop everybody in the Justice League, and then Lex Luthor steals them.
For every nigga.
Yeah.
Starts to backfire in this nigga.
Shit's bugged out.
He has to have the contingency for the contingency.
Yeah, shit is bugged out.
You know what? I actually, Blackout, if you don't mind.
What's up?
I have a question, folks.
Yeah.
So one of my people don't know. I have one favorite character, the DC character. No one ever guessed, and it's Constantine. He's one of my. I actually dressed up as Constantine for 2 Halloween straight. Good luck finding that picture. But I'm bringing it up because I feel like he's just very underrated as far as his character is, being from the dark arts and everything. So, if you had to do a Constantine movie, who would be your Constantine?
Ooh, that's a really good one. Constantine movie. I think. I mean, obviously he's Wolverine, but I think Hugh Jackman could have done a really good Constantine.
Interesting.
I think if we're going a little younger, you know who I would actually want to see play Constantine? Daniel Radcliffe.
Really?
Yeah. Daniel Radcliffe is obviously that's Harry Potter for those of y'all that don't know. I think Daniel Radcliffe is a very super talented actor. If you've ever seen any of his movies after Harry Potter, he was good in those too. But like, if you ever seen movies after Harry Potter, the man can act his ass off.
Please see now you see me too. He was one of the evil ass bad guys, yo.
It was so real.
Now you see
Yo,
me
I
too.
watched that shit like 3 times in 2 days.
There's a movie where he plays a dead body the entire time. But it's bro. Man, I don't remember the name of this fucking movie, but it's one of the weirdest movies you'll ever watch, but it's so good, and he bodies that shit. So I think it would be a really nice change of pace to see him play like some grizzled hard ass Constantine. I think that would be super dope.
Interesting.
Yeah, and I think the dude that they get to play him though on the CW is actually really good. He's really, I think Matt Ryan is his name or something like that.
Interesting.
He's
All
really
right.
good.
I don't like how the fact that you really, if you weren't privy to the comic books, you really didn't understand that this was a DC movie when Keanu Reeves did Constantine the movie a few years ago.
Completely.
Like you really just watched it. It was like, yo, this is a dope movie. But if you wasn't there for the beginning credits, you wouldn't know that this was a DC movie. And I feel like that's the type of shit that they need to change, because you have good movies that are not promoted as a DC movie. And then when you try to push us into believing that this is the next big thing, the next big DC movie, we watch Catwoman, we watch Green Lantern, and we're like, what the fuck is this? Yeah. So even the ones that they pushed and they were the big DC movies like Suicide Squad. I was so excited for Suicide Squad. Yeah. One of the best comic book trailers I've ever seen. Yeah, definitely. Because it was so fucking dope. They had like they had the Bohemian Rhapsody playing in the back. Yeah, and, like, so dope. And I went to see it, and I was so disappointed. Yeah, man, incredibly disappointed. Looking at you're basically watching Hancock with a fucking gun. That's all this shit was with Will Smith's character. I was so disappointed. Like, Will, I need you to switch up your swag a little bit. Yeah, Margot Robbie. And I like the way that they casted it, but like it was just not well done. It just wasn't at all. Wasn't good action. I don't know about well casted because I didn't like Jared Leto. I'm not gonna lie. Jared Leto was just I didn't see enough of him, man. That too, but I want to. I'm intrigued. I say that. I'm intrigued. I think he had little moments, like when he was about to push Harley off, and he was like, "I need you to die for me." He was like, "Nah, that's too easy. I need you to live for me." Shit like that can resonate with you. Like, damn, that is true. Like, dying is quick. It's 1, 2, 3, and there's no coming back. But to live for somebody is a consistent, everyday commitment. Yeah, that shit is real. I fucks with that. Yeah, but overall, I wasn't particularly too pleased. I feel like they could have found somebody a little better. I really think I feel that. I mean, have you heard about this non DCU canon universe that they're building? First of all, what they do makes absolutely no like the sense. Shit they be doing, the makes New 52, the 616 universe, and all this other. It's a lot. It's a lot to handle. If you read New 52, it's crack. New 52 is shout out Jin, because DJ Jin is one. I feel like one of the biggest comic book heads. I feel like if I was to create my own Illuminati, I definitely would have to have Hookz Murdocks. Yes, I would have to have DJ Mainstream, myself, of course, because it's my shit, and DJ Jin, because everybody contributes something so like unique. He is so deep within it when it comes to like comic books and anime, especially. Yeah. You have your fucking Marvel, you have DC. Yeah. Same thing with you, but you also have wrestling on some other wild shit and some left field shit. I'm kind of like the chameleon, have a little bit of everything. Yeah. So that I think we should have like a little round table discussion one day and do some put shit that like shit on camera. Why not, bro? Anyway, that's a little idea. But for those of you guys who don't know, you guys are listening to us like, what the fuck? It sounds like gibberish. New 52 is basically the kind of like rebranding, the reanimation of all your favorite DC characters, just new storyline, kind of like switching up characters a little bit, giving it something new for the new audience, the younger audience that's coming up for them. For sure. Yeah. So what Warner Brothers is doing with DC is they're creating one-off stories that don't have anything to do with the main like interconnected DC universe, but are just like, I guess, dope stories to tell. So they're making a Joker movie with Joaquin Phoenix playing the Joker. I don't know, B. And it's supposed to be like an origin story. How the motherfuckers of the origin
I
story.
don't fucking
He's
know.
old as shit now. He was
Yeah.
old as shit in Gladiator. What the fuck? I can't listen, if we're gonna be canon, which
Yeah.
means if we're gonna be accurate to the comic books, Joker doesn't have a little slit. He doesn't have a buck 50 under his nose. What the fuck is going on, ref? Flag on the play.
I think we gotta just learn to throw the canon shit out the window when it comes to these movies, man.
Just to give you a little highlight to the fact that how big of a comic nerd I am.
Yeah.
So I decided, what the fuck? I'll look it up. And they just announced that Alec Baldwin is going to play Joaquin Phoenix, Joker's father. Yeah, I mean, he's going to play Batman's father.
Thomas Wayne.
He's going to play Thomas Wayne.
Oh, okay. All right.
Yeah.
That sounds a little better. All right.
Thomas Wayne. And they also, I believe, Zazie Beetz is in the movie from Atlanta that played Domino and Deadpool 2.
Yeah.
She's in it. I watch anything with her. She's fine.
Yeah.
She's
Yo, listen.
fine.
Listen, I can't lie. But yeah, she definitely did that thing as Domino and Deadpool.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, listen, we getting way too deep into the comic books. Nah, it's cool. This is what we was here for. I knew this was gonna happen, and I'm all the way here for it. But at the same time, I gotta make sure I'm keeping the fluidity going with the songs,
Let's do it.
with the surprises. Would you? I think now at 9:16 we can skip to Gauntlet now.
Yeah, let's do it.
What track would you like to play from Gauntlet?
Oh man, you know what? I love time, but let's do Power. Let's do Power.
Don't do that for me, nigga.
Nah. Let's do Power. Let's do Power.
All right. So what we're gonna do right now? We're gonna play Power, and it means when we come back, we're gonna go into hip hop quotables.
Yeah.
So
I'm excited. Okay.
Yeah,
excited.
nigga, it's that time. Fucking smack DVD shit. Like, yeah, let's go. Yeah.
This song.
Whoa, I should be buried in gold. Ice on my chest, got my heart turning cold. I feel like death at the end of the blow. I'm all alone. Gave it your best, but you ain't coming close. Aim for my chest, should've aim for my nose. Put crown on my head, point me to my throne. I got the power. I won't let it get to me, get to me, get to me, get to me. I need your loyalty, I need your energy. I'm from the soil, I'm who you pretend to be. I got the power. I got the power, you got the power. I got the power. I got the power, you got the power. I got the power. Whoa, you see what I'm mobbing through the city like? If you got a problem, we can get it right. If you really want, I got the cannon in the nigga time. If I'm feeling right, pop a blue like a Willie on the city bike. Biddies in the new one to show me what them titties like. Gotta put the fear in these kitties like I'm Pennywise. If you with me, put a middle finger in the sky. You don't want the smoke, you an asthmatic. My niggas with the smoke like a crack addict. Foil on the dope in the bag plastic. If you wanna run, dump it in a trash basket. She like the way I whip it with the craftsmanship. Said you always in the kitchen, you a fat bastard. All these niggas crave attention and I laugh at it. Groovy nigga like I'm Austin, I need that power. I won't let it get to me, get to me, get to me, get to me. I need your loyalty, I need your energy. I'm from the soil, I'm who you pretend to be. I got the power. I got the power, you got the power. I got the power. I got the power, you got the power. I got the power. Whoa, niggas only loyal to themselves these days. Niggas tryna put me on the shelf these days. Niggas only want me catching nails these days. On guard, we don't really seem to gel these days. Niggas need to take a look inside themselves these days. Act funny, kinda like a Seinfeld replay. I'm gone, I ain't here for no selfish ways. Am I wrong? Cause I wanna get it on till I die. Welcome on, niggas really just along for the ride. I would come across your dome with the throne in your sights. When I'm really in my zone, see how long you survive. When I was young, I kept the money in the Bible. Mama told me Jesus loved me, did she lie though? All the stories always told me take a high road. I chose to walk this tightrope with my eyes closed. Now I'm finna head west like 5-0. No shirt under the vest like I'm 5-0. Put my foot in all they necks like it's Tybo. Or put the burner to your chest like I'm Spyro. I be aiming for the head with a live scope. I seem to get an idle dress with the rivals. I'm a king, you should bury me in Cairo. Everything we do is for survival. Pow. I won't let it get to me, get to me, get to me, get to me. I need your loyalty, I need your energy. I'm from the soil, I'm who you pretend to be. I got the power. I got the power, you got the power. I got the power. I got the power, you got the power. I got the power.
Yo, like out the Rebel Dark Side Radio, Hookz Murdocks to my right.
Anonymous said you like that freaky shit.
Yo, we're having a great time. We are getting into the meat and potatoes of Hookz Murdocks' album Gauntlet. We're also talking about the adventures of, which which is his solo debut project.
Yeah.
We're also getting really nerded the fuck out with Marvel, DC, and anime. So I encourage you guys, if you guys are a little lost in the sauce, I encourage you guys to Google, YouTube, whatever what we're talking about, so that way you can be more up to date and up to speed with what's going on, so you guys can comment, hit us up, and we can talk about it, and we can actually post some of your comments, we can share it, things like that. You can become famous off a comment just like that, real quick. So as I said, I have another we have a lot of segments, we have a lot of surprises to get to. I wanted to make sure I let my people know who are watching on live that I need you guys to either go to Hookz Murdocks live on Facebook or the WVMR live, because I'm about to take my phone now, because I'm about to get into the segment that I call hip hop quotables. For those of you who are not up to date, hip hop quotables.
Luda
spawned from my nigga Luda off the Chicken and Beer album. I'm sorry, track 11, and this takes you way back. Like I said, it's the third album technically, or fourth, depending on if you count Incognito or not. But it's the 11th track. Every single bar, every single line is a punchline, is a metaphor, is some type of delivery, and it is extremely lyrical. To capitalize off of that, I'm basically documenting the entire project of a person and giving you their time increments where you can actually look at their punchlines, look at the delivery. So, there's a lot of people who will look at radio personalities and be like, oh, this nigga's dick riding just because the nigga's up here on the show, or maybe because this nigga paid to be up here. No, I'm going to show you exactly why I fucks with artists just based off of their lyrics alone, and then you tell me if these niggas is whack or not.
Can I say something about that real quick?
What's up? Talk your shit.
I want to commend you for that first and foremost, because you do a lot of interviews where sometimes people will bring you up and all they really do is they want to get your we talked about this before. Yes. They want to get your thoughts on like the current hip hop climate and shit like that, and it's cool. But at the end of the day, I appreciate and love the fact that you go in and you do your research and you segment your show based off of the people that you bring up. I think that's dope as fuck.
Thank you.
I think that's something that a lot of people could take notes from. And as an indie artist, we don't got a lot of these big publications digging into our shit. Even if they posting it, they probably just posting up something that we wrote,
and it's just
on the real.
They are probably doing. It's not really them.
Yeah, exactly. So I appreciate the fact that you dig in and you actually pay attention, man.
I try, man. Like I said, I really take this shit seriously. I want to make sure that when artists leave here, they feel like they have one of the, if not the best interview that they've had with yours truly. So without further ado, we're going to get into hip hop quotables. Like I said, if you're on my Facebook live, I need you to switch to Hookz Murdock, or I need to switch to the WVMR live, or you can go to the WVMR app. So I'm gonna get my phone right now. We're gonna get right into it with the Gauntlet. If you didn't see the Adventures of, that was the first part of the interview. That was the one that we took a few weeks ago. So you guys are more than welcome to look at that when I post it up, when everything is combined together and everything's finished. So give me 1 second. My phone was not charging at all this entire time, or maybe it was just burning more than it was fucking charging, because I have 8% right now, so this is a motherfucking bitch. Nah, it was supposed to be, but I was recording it, so it was burning faster than it was charging. So here we go with that bullshit. Okay, my phone is acting real slow right now. I'm gonna need you to share, because I don't got that much time.
I got it.
Smack URL, yo, stop my time. Come on. All right, so I'm gonna come back to that. Preferably, that shit is all saved. But we're gonna get right into it because my shit is burning as we speak. This shit is crazy. So, track 1, Mind.
Yeah.
At 53 seconds. Robbie Ray, as I've been known to ride. Now, at first,
popping off like that.
Let's get into it. Now, at first, it really blew past me, and I was just like, I know I have to focus, and I have to know. I have to know this, because this is a bar. Reason why it passed over me is because I'm old school. I'm an 80s baby, Dirty 30. I fucks with my nigga John Blaze.
John Blaze.
I don't fuck with this new nigga Robbie Ray. I haven't gotten acclimated to him yet. For those of you guys who do not know, Robbie Ray, John Blaze, they are Ghost Rider. You can see Robbie Ray in what was it, season 4 of Agent Shield, correct?
Yeah. Yep.
So yeah, if you guys are familiar with that show, by all means, it's a good show. I just haven't had the time to really sit down and catch it like that. But yeah, that is the perfect time to catch that section, to catch Ghost Rider in the beginning and everything like that. That's the moment. So that was a bar. I fucks with it. I loved it.
Yeah,
Right
and you know what's funny? John Blaze was the original bar, but
Yeah.
then I was like, fuck it, let's go a little deeper.
Yeah. Oh, nigga, that went over. I'm sure a lot of people said.
Oh, yeah.
So at 54 seconds, right after it, we have seen Stranger Things like I'm Winona Ryder. Like, I was like, nigga.
Yeah.
And for those of you who don't know, of course, Winona Ryder is the mother of the main characters. Well,
Will.
one of the main, Will in Stranger Things, the big show that's on Netflix.
Yeah.
For those of you guys who are from my generation, you may remember Winona Ryder from the iconic Beetlejuice movie. So, like I said, there's going to be a lot of nerdism going on. There's going to be a lot of bars. There's going to be a lot of craziness and delivery. So I encourage you guys to make sure that you're Googling and YouTubing everything that you're not caught up on and don't understand. Moving on. 1 minute, 5 seconds. I got the it factor. I know when you clowning us. Now, I like this because if you guys are not really paying attention, this would have went over your head because at this point in the track, you slowed it up and was on some chop and screw shit.
Yeah.
And I feel like the reason you did this is because you're talking about the mind. You're talking about the manipulation of the mind.
Yeah.
You're talking about the pressure that it comes with having the mind stone. And then you were actually incorporating having the promethazine and lemon lime, so you having the lean. It makes everything, your judgments, your brain functions slow down. So that's where the chop and screw, I think, comes from.
It was definitely correct on that, and it's also the idea was to take it from a different perspective because the bars right before that is talking about what was it? It's like I can't remember my own damn bars, but it's basically saying niggas be talking like this, and the reason why those bars with that because I just wanted to take it to like the most basic level because it's just like what I was basically saying was like a lot of y'all niggas rapping about super basic shit. Mm-hmm. I can do that too, but y'all out of your mind if you think you fucking with me. You know, I fucks with it. So it's just like I switched the whole voice up just to make it seem like it was coming from somebody else. Obviously, it's not, but you know, yeah. And then, but also in that same regard, it was also like a voices in my head kind of thing. I like that. You know, I like that. And like I said, no disrespect to mumble rap, no disrespect to other artists, but certain things like that, I feel adds flavor, adds value to the track where you can incorporate different sounds, different effects, different things it's not just the lyrics. I am a big fan of lyrics, for sure. But when you could do things differently, it makes the difference. It makes the difference between underground rapper and a Kendrick Lamar. Things of that nature, like just the effort to try to go outside the box and try to be different. So moving on, I'm gonna finish this last bar and I'm gonna get to the next one. 1 minute 35 seconds. I'm posted up like my name is Ibaka. I eat your bitch. Call me Anthony Hopkins. If you're not a basketball fan, you're not gonna get the Ibaka reference. And if you haven't seen Silence of the Lambs, you're not gonna get that Anthony Hopkins reference either. Yeah. So I encourage you guys to watch SportsCenter and watch Silence of the Lambs to catch that fucking classic movie.
Facts. This is a fact. Right now, I wanted to give a big shout out to KDK and Monday Night Raw. She just crept into the building. We have my nigga D Light of DNC After Dark, which is every Friday 10 to 12. Am I correct? Make sure you guys check out for that. Yes, Monday Night Raw, which is going to be right after me, which is 10 to 12 every Monday night. Shout out to them. Mr. D Light, can you please pass me my charger because I'm at 6% and crashing? Thank you very much, sir. Very much appreciated.
It's a race against time, my brother.
This is a fact. Pun intended. I need that time zone.
You do. Time is no time at all.
I don't know about that. We gonna talk. Nigga, this shit, the pack together was bro. Where the fuck is the goddamn out? All right, so anyway, moving on. Yeah. All right, can I get that shit, please?
Cheer.
We winging the shit out of this. Yes, that's a fact. Okay, so moving on. All right, I'm good. I got enough slack. I'm chilling. We're gonna go into my favorite stone, my favorite track from the Gauntlet series. which is Power.
Can I ask you why?
I like Power not just because of the lyricism. I feel like you have the most punchlines out of all of them. With it skirts by reality by a little bit.
Okay.
But also it's just I can picture you performing it, and I'm just visualizing, and I immediately gravitated towards it. It has one of those hooks that it just grabs you. I got the power. You got the. I need your power. I need your energy. I got the. That shit just hits you. It's like, oh shit, nigga, this shit is. Nigga, that's just hard.
It's supposed to be like a punch to the chest, you know.
It definitely was. So definitely big ups to you for that. So going into it, straight off the bat at 15 seconds, and this is what I'm saying. Some of the shit will go over your heads because sometimes the way that it's delivered, it's not just him rhyming. This shit was a little bit slowed down. It was a little bit low at first, and then it kind of rises up. So at 15 seconds, I feel like Depp at the end of Blow. If you guys did not see the movie Blow with Johnny Depp, you're going to miss that bar. And this is what I'm telling you. If you guys look at Voices Music, I put up a big post. It's 3 parts of the relativity or relevancy, rather, of what a hip-hop artist can do to make sure that they become timeless. I remember when Jadakiss off the Time's Up single featuring Nate Dogg, when he was like, life's a bitch from the mother, like the mother from Blow. Let's go. Fuck riding the beat, nigga. I parallel parking it. When he said that part, that encouraged me to actually watch the movie Blow because at that point I still didn't see it. So once I saw it, I was able to piece together the bar. I was like, yo, the mother from Blow is a bitch. Like this bitch was wilding. What the fuck? So this is what I'm saying. From that moment on, anytime I see the movie Blow, I'm now gonna go back and think about that Jadakiss bar. Same thing with Hookz Murdocks. Now I can now be like, yo, I feel like Depp at the end of Blow. I don't want to ruin it for you guys, even though the shit's been out for almost a decade and change. Look at what happens at the end of Blow, and you're gonna see how that goes into what he's saying. Like I said, I give credit where credit's due. These are credible bars. I like the way that you incorporate pop culture into it and make yourself timeless.
Thank you.
Because, like I said, if anybody can go back to these things, they're gonna look back and be like, damn, where was I when I heard that Hookz Murdocks track? And then they're gonna look at your lyrics and be like, damn, where was I when I first saw Blow because of this nigga had that punchline in it.
Right.
So it works on both levels. Sure. Moving on. 20 seconds. Aim for my chest, should have aimed for my nose. Now, if you guys read my write-ups about the Infinity Stones as they came out every Friday, this was, like I said, this was the 3rd stone that came out. I definitely explained the meaning of this. For those of you guys who it went over your head, in the Infinity War movie, your man Thor was pissed the fuck off. This nigga has literally lost everything. He lost Loki. He lost his girlfriend. He lost his dad. He lost his mom. This nigga's an orphan. This nigga's he's just wilding out here. Like it's just
a lot of orphans in Marvel.
Son, it makes no fucking sense. Like there's not one hero that has like 2 loving parents.
Yeah, nah.
You don't ever see that Target picture where they just all chilling and all in the fucking sweaters looking like Mean Street Posse and shit. Anyway. Listen, I does this. So, Thor was incredibly pissed off when he finally got the chance to get at Thanos. Thanos was the reason that Thor was pissed off. He hit him with the Stormbreaker, which is not Mjolnir, which is the name for his hammer. I told you I'm getting nerded out, nigga. Y'all gotta keep up. Stormbreaker is the new weapon that he has, and if you watch the movie, you'll see why and how and everything like that. He uses it and he caps this nigga in the fucking chest. Instead, this nigga Thanos is a real G. He's like, nigga, you should have aimed for my head, nigga. I'm still alive, nigga. Snap. All dead, nigga. What up? So that's what the reference came from. Aim for my chest, should have aimed for my nose. You should have aimed for his head. And this is where Hookz is basically assuming the Thanos position out here. Like you can't just come at him at the chest, nigga. You gotta like really spawn this nigga real quick.
I had to make that statement early in the project.
I see that, nigga. 20 seconds, nigga ain't playing no goddamn games. So moving on, 53 seconds. Gotta put the fear in these kids like I'm Pennywise. If you guys do not know about the movie, the classic movie that spawned a lot of fear in the 70s, 80s, and 90s, and now in the 2010s.
Shit.
Y'all need to go do your research. Man. Honestly, though, the last It that came out, that shit was crazy. I fucks with it.
Super fire.
I like the graphics. I wasn't scared, but I like the graphics and how they did everything. And especially knowing that there's supposed to be a part 2, I want to see how in depth they're really gonna do this, because if you watch the original, it's all one movie. So anyway, moving on. 1 minute 11 seconds. Groovy nigga like Austin. I need that power. bar. If you have not seen Austin Powers, I don't know what's wrong with you.
Yeah.
Austin Powers, the International Man of Mystery, the first one. Austin Powers, the Spy Who Shagged Me. The second one was probably the best one.
Yeah.
And of course, the third one, Austin Powers Gold Member. Y'all are
Beyonce.
really slacking, and y'all need to pick up and catch up on that shit. It's a funny movie, and also so you can catch these punchlines and know what's going on.
Caught the fat bastard line right before that.
Yeah, the fat bastard. I was gonna let that bitch breathe, but I was like, all right, I see what you're doing. No, but wait, the fat bastard, wasn't that in time?
Nah, that's 2 bars right before. So it was you said you always in the kitchen, you a fat bastard.
You're right. Yeah.
Or these
Yeah,
niggas
you're right.
crave attention and I laugh at it. Groovy nigga like a monster. I need that. Yes.
Like I said, you got even me sometimes. It's like I was gonna use it. I was like, do I wanna? All right, but like I said, you gotta get up on it. Dope punchlines, dope delivery. Like it's not the same reading it as it is listening to it, but I encourage you guys to actually listen.
Sure.
Get the project is available on all streaming services and platforms like
Everything.
that. It's a dope project, not just for nerds or comic book fans, but people who appreciate real lyricism, hip hop, a person who actually puts effort into their craft and what they do.
Thank you.
I encourage you guys to pick it up. So moving on, 1 minute 41 seconds. Act funny, kind of like a Seinfeld replay. If you guys haven't seen Seinfeld, y'all niggas is missing it because Seinfeld is dope. And another perfect example of blending 2 worlds together to make yourself timeless. Wale, Album About Nothing.
Yep.
The way he matched everything that's going on in his album with Seinfeld, and he has like little segments of the actual show in it. That is exactly what I'm talking about. Anytime now I can watch a Seinfeld episode, I'm thinking about Wale's album, which to me might be the album About Nothing might be one of my favorites, if not the favorite.
That's fair.
Same thing with Wale now. You know, listening to Wale, I'm gonna think about Seinfeld. Obviously, like I said, one hand washes the other, and it's always a good thing to bridge 2 worlds together because the cross marketing, cross promotion is basic 101 when it comes to being in this industry and surviving and thriving in this industry.
Mm-hmm.
Moving on, 2 minutes and 2 seconds. I'm fitting to head west like I'm 5-0. If you do not know who 5-0 is, I need you guys to understand and go watch 5-0 Goes West, American Tail.
5-0 Goes West.
Honestly, he might be that one mouse that you gotta put above Jerry. He's fucking good. Because that nigga was busting his gun on some crazy shit.
Yeah.
Like I didn't see Jerry doing that. So
5-0 was busting that cat.
yeah, he was that nigga. He was going against cats, like real like hood gangster cats, not Tom that you can just trick with a fucking string and some shit and he's in the mouse trap himself. Nah, these niggas was about that.
5-0's a legend, bro.
Yeah, that's a fact. Moving on, and I like this part of Power because it's almost like back to back, and this is almost the same thing as Hal Jordan off the Adventures Up. At 2 minutes and 3 seconds, no shirt under the vest, like I'm 5-0. If you guys don't remember how 50 used to be in the beginning when he first came out, no fucking shirt, vest, bulletproof vest with a fucking New York Yankees fitted,
do-rag under the fitted,
with a do-rag underneath the fitted, some jeans and some G-Unit sneakers or some shit. Y'all missing it, nigga. It was a good time for hip hop
and
good time for Queens.
If you look at the character design of Thanos in the movie, what is that nigga rocking?
That's true. I like nigga. Listen, sometimes even it goes over my head, and I try my best to make sure.
Bro, you still shooting 100, bro.
Listen, man.
These are deep cuts.
This nigga does it. I fucks with it. 2 minutes and 4 seconds. Put my foot in all their necks like it's Tybo. I remember when Tybo came out because my mom was definitely on it. My mom was on that workout shit, hard body when I was little. She was on the fucking Richard Simmons. She was on the Tybo kickboxing and all that. Y'all don't know what that is? I need to Google it real fast. And honestly, everybody's on that, get healthy shit, eat fresh, Subway shit, Planet Fitness membership and all that shit. Tybo might be the shit that y'all niggas need. And you're welcome, motherfucker. So, moving on. 2 minutes and 8 seconds, or put the burn into their chest like I'm Spyro. Spyro the Dragon. If y'all don't know about that game, I'm sorry, nigga. Y'all missed it.
Not yet.
Not yet. No, you didn't miss that yet. Yeah, Spyro. I feel like Spyro and Crash Bandicoot was always kind of like neck and neck. Like who was better and everything like that. Yeah. I'm not gonna say my opinion, but definitely look up or purchase or get ready to purchase the new Spyro game, or look at some of the clips from the old games, because trust me, that was a bar. The last one, 2 minutes 12 seconds. I'm a king, you should bury me in Cairo. I feel like that's a bar. A lot of y'all don't understand. Cairo is, I believe, the capital of Egypt, correct?
Yeah.
And if you guys know anything about Egyptian times, you guys should know about pharaohs, kings, queens, and deities and things of that nature. So that's where all that really comes from. So when he says, bury me a king, I'm a king, bury me in Cairo, that's where all that comes from. He is basically assuming his role as a deity, as a god among men and everything like that. So that's why I fucks with this fucking track, because it has so much bars, it has so much layers. You guys should check it out, and it definitely grabs you with the beat and grabs you with the hook. So that's why it's my favorite. So now, moving on,
bro. Thank you.
No problem. Now, I have time. I only have one punchline for time.
Mm-hmm.
There's more lyricism. There's more, I would say, actual just lyrics.
Yeah, it's more. Time is more melodic and flowy than it is like bars. Yeah,
yes.
You know. But we still blended in.
Oh, that's a matter of fact. Yeah. You always got to leave them with one.
At least.
So, at 1 minute and 1 second. Nowadays, I keep the people buzzing every single second of this 24 like Kiefer Sutherland. Nigga.
Yeah.
Kiefer Sutherland, if you guys don't know, he's the main character of the hit show 24 that was on Fox. That's a huge fucking bar.
Jack fucking Bauer, dog.
Nigga, that shit was done. That was a hard bar. I fucks with it.
Thank you.
So, moving on. We got Reality.
Okay.
At 1 minute 11 seconds, throw on my hoodie like Errol Flynn, hop back in my saddle like Errol Smith. Some of these shits I'm not even gonna hold you. Even I had to Google. I was like, wait, hold on. Nah, I know that's a bar. What the fuck, Errol Flynn? My nigga fucking Robert Hood. I was like, oh shit, I get it. The hood over Robert Hood, Errol Flynn. Nigga, I got it. I see you. I even had to look up Aerosmith because I am a big fan of classic rock.
Yeah.
Certain artists and certain tracks sometimes either I haven't heard in a long time or I haven't gotten a chance to listen to. Like what I usually do is I binge on all of their shit at once. So when it came to Journey, I listened to all of their shit. And if you guys are fans of Journey, they have a whole bunch of fucking albums.
Dope. Queen is dope.
Yeah, Queen, Bon Jovi, Pat Benatar, White Stripes, all of them, Van Halen, Kiss, all of them. We can go on for days. But Reality, 1 minute 11. Oh, okay, I got that one right. 1 minute 15 seconds. Living on a prayer like Evel Knievel. Another 90s bar. If you guys do not remember the stunt man daredevil Evel Knievel and his father Evel Knievel Sr.
Yeah,
they were big in the 90s and I believe maybe in the 80s as well.
Yeah,
correct?
I think so.
They were big. Reason why they were big is because they were stuntmen. They would use their motorbikes and they would really jump off the craziest shit. They
jumped the Grand Canyon and some shit like
Grand Canyon. They jumped over trucks, cars, you name it. If it's on land, they could jump over that shit. Sometimes I think they tried to jump off some shit into water or something as well. So once again, the 90s, the 80s, 70s pop culture references. If you're not of that time, I'm not bashing you young people. I'm not bashing some of you people who are of our era that are not privy to it. I just encourage you guys to look it up, Google it, YouTube it. So that way you guys can get it and feel the same way I felt when I heard this shit. I was like, oh my God, this nigga, it's dope. So moving on. At 1 minute, 20 seconds, if you try to cross us, you'll be swimming with Dory's and Nemos. If you haven't seen Finding Nemo, you haven't seen Finding Dory, I don't know what to tell you. They're good family shows. If you have a child or children, great show, good movies to see. Even if you're an adult, there's a lot of good messages in it. It's very well written and everything like that.
Yeah, I love animation, dog.
That's a fact, nigga. Ever since Toy Story came out, that shit changed the game. I was like, what the fuck is going on? Before that, everything was looking like Lion King. Then all of a sudden, fucking Woody and Buzz Lightyear was like, nah, nigga, 3D, nigga, what's happening? I was like, oh, what the fuck? Yeah. So, moving on. 2 minutes, 32 seconds. Hunger for More. I laughed to the bank. This went over my head so many fucking times until it was time for me to actually do my research for this. I was like, oh my God. Hunger for More is the album for Lloyd Banks.
Yeah.
Laugh to the Bank is a single from 50 Cent, which is they're all the G Unit camp. And I swear that was a huge ass bar that went over a lot of people's heads. That shit was dope. I fucks with that. 2 minutes, 36 seconds. Don't need no help like Jessica Chastain. That's a bar because I had to look that up. Now, Jessica Chastain, why did you use that bar?
Because first of all, I love, and when I'm writing, I love rapping. I love incorporating real people's full names into the bars. I always find that shit kind of challenging. And I fucking love doing that shit. But I basically the bar was like, don't need no help like I'm Jessica Chastain. So if you watch the movie The Help with Viola Davis and Octavia Spencer. Super dope movie. She was the one white lady in that movie that was not trying to. She needed help, but she wasn't treating them like how everybody else was treating the black workers. So I just thought that was a kind of a cool way to incorporate the name. Like, I don't need no help. Like,
I respect that.
You know?
Now, I had to even do my research, and I had to go to IMBD, which is, if you guys don't know, is a good site to look at for actors, movies, actresses, and things of that nature. She's actually coming up she's actually going to star in the new X-Men Dark Phoenix movie. So I thought that's where you was going to go with it.
Yeah, no, I didn't even think about that. And she's in that. She's also in It Part 2.
That's true.
She plays the young girl.
Yeah. Listen, man, I fucks with this nigga. You gotta really you gotta really Google and be on your shit. If not, you're gonna miss it. So, wrapping reality up, 2 minutes and 40 seconds, moving like water, Bruce Lee with that action. There is a special video that has been going around that's viral on Facebook where you see an interview with Bruce Lee when he's talking about water. If you guys haven't seen it, it's very dope, it's very interesting, and it's very informative. Basically, he's saying that if you want to become great, if you want to become astute, knowledgeable, whatever you want to call it, you have to be like water. And how is like water? Water is whatever the fuck it is inside of. If you put it inside of a cup, it's going to take the form of a cup. If you put it inside of a pot, it's going to take the form of that pot. So you just have to be fluid. You have to acclimate. You have to adjust. So that's what he was saying with that. So I'll definitely respect you for that, because that shit came out of nowhere. I was like, hold on, was that Bruce Lee? No, hold on, nigga. Now we got to get into this. So we're going to skip track 5, which is Space, because it was more melodic driven, kind of like mine. And we're gonna go right into track 6, which is Soul, which is also it's not melodic driven, but it has features. And I'm only gonna focus on you. Shout out to the people who's featured because they did their thing.
Shout out Jerry Milo, AR-15.
Yeah, I gotta go with my nigga Hookz. So at 2 minutes and 2 seconds, Trini Mommy ride the wood like a rocking horse. If you guys don't remember the old school rocking horses that's made out of wood, listen, man, y'all youngins don't know what it's like, nigga. Y'all don't know what it's like to have to
wake up to that on Christmas.
Y'all niggas at that virtual reality shit. Y'all don't know what it's like to have to wait in line to put a quarter into that shit, to ride that shit for like 2 minutes. You was the happiest nigga on top of that, whatever the fuck it was. Nigga, I'll try hose it. So, in closing with hip hop quotables, we're gonna go with track 7, which is Gauntlet. At 54 seconds, all black like it's covered in a symbiote. Like the way you structured that lyric, would have may have gone over people's heads, because it is pronounced symbiote, but the way that you constructed it went with the rhyme scheme. So I respected you for that. And of course, symbiote is what Tom Harden is going to be doing in the Venom. If you guys are really up on your comic books, is Carnage, Agent Venom, Black Suit Spider-Man. Is a lot. Is way more than I mentioned too. So I encourage you guys to check that out and everything like that. The next one, mixing up potions like Professor Snape. Harry Potter bars, nigga. If you don't know about Harry Potter, nigga, I don't know what to tell you.
Need those.
Yeah, you definitely do need those. You always need one. And honestly, this has to be, I feel like, out of all my bars that I've covered, this is definitely in my top 5, because it came so left field, but I like the way you bridged it, and I immediately caught what you did with it.
I know.
1 minute 45 seconds. You're gonna remember this title like Denzel was playing. If you don't know the movie, if you haven't seen the movie, remember the Titans, then you're not gonna understand the relationship between Infinity War and Denzel Washington. Remember the Titans. For those of you guys who are not privy to the backstory, Thanos was born on the planet Titan, so he is technically a Titan. So when you talking about Denzel Washington, remember the Titans, it's a reference also to Thanos about remember the Titan. And nigga, that was just a huge bar. Nigga, I fucks with
Thank you.
Yeah. So that wraps up this segment of hip hop quotables. And we also gotta give a few bombs and all types of other sound effects to this nigga Hookz Murdocks. Because I don't know if you guys have been paying attention. This is my 3rd time doing hip hop quotables.
Yeah.
My nigga Hookz Murdock has been the topic of discussion for hip hop quotables for 2 out of the 3 times. And that is a big fucking deal with 2 consecutively different projects. So it's not like I had to, really bit by bit take one project. He's really consistent with his work. he has 2 projects that we had to dissect and give you reasons why this nigga is so ill. So, like I said, if you guys are not up on him yet, I encourage you guys to check him out on all streaming platforms, whatever you guys have. I personally have Tidal. I like it. I'm not getting the expensive hi-fi version. Fuck that. The $10 one is just fine. Spotify, SoundCloud, all that good stuff. I encourage you guys to check it out. So, we have about 10 minutes, maybe less, because I have to wrap up to make sure Katie is on point for her show. What we're going to get into now is we're going to recap. You can get with this, you can get with that, because I have to know the reasons why he had the answers that he had.
Yeah.
And I actually went back to the first interview and I documented the answers that you have just to speed past, expedite the whole situation.
Yeah.
So when I asked you Marvel versus DC, you said Marvel. Why?
I think DC has a better villain, better group of villains. But you know, we read comics for the heroes, right? And I think I like the way Marvel incorporates heroes into the real world. And I think it's you get a lot of really, it's a little bit more lighthearted, but I think you get a lot. I think there are more Marvel crossovers that I like. There's more quirky characters in Marvel that I like. I like the way they interact with one another a little bit more. So that's why I would go Marvel.
Okay, so
close though.
Favorite character, Daredevil. Obviously, we're not even gonna get into that. I should come on now, son.
Yeah.
Favorite X-Men character. You said Cyclops. Why?
I think Cyclops, even though he's a dickhead, if you read comics, Cyclops is an asshole. But I think he's a super underrated comic book character. He's a natural born leader. Mm-hmm. He's everybody looks to, like Wolverine and shit, but like because he's the most recognizable one. But Cyclops was and always will be the leader of the X-Men. And I think that's something to be noticed. And I just always thought his power was dope as fuck. And
until Infinity Gauntlet, where this nigga was placed in a glass fucking box.
Yeah, that he couldn't do a
this nigga couldn't blast his way out. And this nigga suffocated and died. Yeah. I was like, what the fuck is going on?
No, I always really enjoyed his leadership skills, and I always thought his power could be used in a lot of creative ass ways.
Okay, all right. Favorite villain you said was Venom.
Yeah, and that should probably changes honestly, but I love Venom because he can be he's malleable. He can be
villain when he wants
villain
to be
and anti-hero.
Anti-hero, I love that.
He can be your arch nemesis. He can be your fucking not sidekick, but he can be like your right hand man in a fight, and he can damn near do just about anything. And a lot of people who don't really read into Venom, or maybe after the movie will know a little bit more, but he's got a hell of a personality.
That's true.
That shit has a hell of a personality. Dope.
Yeah. Now, between X-Men, X-Force, and X-Factor, you went with X-Force. Why?
I'm a little bit of a fan of the underdogs, and I think X-Men is the easy answer, and they obviously
it's the generic
answer. I like challenging a little bit and taking the underdog route, and I think X-Force was just way more gangster.
Yeah, that's a fact. They
did
the shit that X-Men couldn't
do because it's just they went against their policy. Yeah, they were like the Black Ops version of X-Men, which I think is super fucking dope. And to be led by niggas like Deadpool and Cable, and that's super. And even having you had Wolverine in there in certain parts,
times, yes,
shit was dope.
Yes,
and the costumes were fire. The color scheme was fire.
That's a fact. Continuing on with X-Force, out of all of them, you said one of your favorite characters was Domino. Why?
I just think the idea of having luck as a power, it's a little different. Yeah, it's so unique.
The way she used that shit finesses that shit.
And there's so many ways that you can go with that, and I think, and just the fact that she's also super badass on top of that, she'll still bust your ass, without the luck. I just think that's super dope. I'm also big on when I pick favorites too. Maybe it's a little bit weird, but I'm big on character design too. Okay. Because that's the first impression that you get, and I think her character design is super fire.
As a fact.
Super fire.
Okay, now, I definitely didn't forget that I have more surprises for you guys. So now what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to take my phone off the charger. It was only at 11%, but I think we should be all right.
Word.
I'm going to let Hookz, you're going to read off. You can see here the answer that you have here, right?
For sure.
So you're going to go down as much as you can until I come back.
I got
reasons why you have the people that you have as your answers.
Let's do it.
I got one more surprise for you guys, or maybe 2 or 3, depending on how you guys look at it. But I'll be right back. So, Hookz Murdocks, you can take it away.
Let's do it. So we had, let's see a couple of them. We had, Lady Deathstrike versus X-23. Obviously X-23. She was badass from a kid, and that, you know, she's arguably like just as dope as Wolverine is, to be honest. Phoenix, Dark Phoenix, or White Phoenix. Dark Phoenix can't be fucked with. She just can't be fucked with. She's too much of a beast. Let's see. Colossus or Omega Red. I said Colossus as a character. I think it's a character that's a little underrated too. It's a pretty brave character, honestly, because he was one of the first comic book characters that was like also openly gay, and like that, like a lot of people don't know that, or bisexual. I don't know if they, you know, which one they went with, but love is love, right? But I think that's really dope, and I think for the fact that writers could that the writers went there with such a like the dude is made out of steel, such a manly looking character. I think that's dope as hell. We got some shit.
No suitcase. No
Favorite.
suitcase.
Let's see. Favorite and strongest defender. Favorite is Daredevil because he's that nigga. But strongest, definitely Luke Cage, just because I think Luke Cage's strength is also a little underrated. He's up there with like the Thing, and maybe not the Hulk, but he's up there with like the Thing and like Hercules and some of them other cats that were just the beast. He's up there with him too. And just a bulletproof black man. Like, how could you not like that? How could you not?
In a black hoodie at that.
In a black hoodie, that's gangster. In a yellow tee, like what?
Okay, so I hope I was quick. So to wrap the surprises for tonight up, I actually brought to you, just in case you niggas thought I was one of these late bloomers, YouTube nigga, Google niggas, like I found all these facts online and I just start spewing them out like I was, you know, I've been on this shit.
Right. I
have some personal collection of some of my comic books that I'm going to be giving out to Hookz so he can look at it and check out while we're going over the rest of his You Can Get With This, You Can Get With That segment. So here you go, sir. You can go check that out.
I
left the Wolverine
this shit is heavy, dog.
Nigga, I does this. I left the Wolverine spawns and Ghost Riders at home, but you can go ahead and check that out. Yeah, so
okay,
I does this.
Spawn and Batman,
nigga. Yeah, it takes it back. This shit was like junior high school. So, where was we? You left at I left we did
Defender one.
Hey, we went over that one. We went over the Defending Stone. Scarlet Witch over Quicksilver and Polaris. Why?
Scarlet Witch's power is damn near unmatched. She's one of the strongest mutants. As far as characters go, I think I like conflicted comic book characters. I think it gives them a little bit more depth. And House of M. If you ever
this is true.
If you've ever read House of M, I don't know how you couldn't become at least empathetic for Scarlet Witch, because that story is super crazy. She basically wipes out the mutant gene and most mutants on Earth. And,
right.
Yeah, and then they have to fix shit. But House of M is crazy. Yeah.
That's a fact.
Resident Evil.
Yes, I does this. You're gonna see a few number ones in here, some old school, some classics. Gotta wrap up. It's about that time. God damn it. All right. Well,
Dark Avengers.
At this time, I guess we're gonna be coming to a close. Hookz, where can people find your music? Is there any shout outs you want to give and any last words?
Yeah. Well, where y'all can find my music, you can find it on all major streaming platforms as well as SoundCloud. I haven't gotten Gauntlet up on SoundCloud, but I'm gonna get to it. And you just look up Hookz Murdock. That's HOOKZ MURDOCK. You can, if you Google that name, everything should pop up.
It does. Trust me.
And definitely want to shout out Brass Beard, the whole Freshwater Studios. Got to shout out you, Blackout Mainstream, for y'all having me again. I appreciate this. You ain't have to do a redo, but I'm glad we did. It was fun as hell. And shout out my man Rich Ryan. Shout out the whole 2G Music Group. My boy Johan got a new video dropping with Coda the Friend coming very soon. For a song called All I Want, probably one of my favorite songs of all time. Super dope.
Okay.
Shout out my man Jerry Milo, AR-15. Yeah. My man Anonymous. And one thing we didn't catch in quotables that I just want to mention to you, and if you go back and listen to it, you might.
Let's see.
It's As a bar, I said, when I'm stressed, I just call on the perp like a vending net. It's right before the.
I heard that.
But if you listen
Yeah.
in the background, it's the fucking sound from the original Game Boy game.
Yeah.
And yeah, we did that. So yeah, I love that shit. So Gauntlet's my second favorite song.
What the fuck is that? Okay.
Moon Knight. This is real.
Yeah.
Hopefully we
man.
see this nigga one day.
Nigga, listen. We need more black superheroes on the screen. That's why I fucks with him. But yeah, while Hookz Murdocks is going through the comic books and everything like that, I hope you guys enjoyed this show. Ooh. This was one of those I was really hyped about because I'm a comic book fan. He's a comic book fan. Yeah. Merging two worlds together. He's a dope artist. Wrapping up now. You guys can, of course, catch everything. Part 1 that was a few weeks ago. You can catch part 2 is going to be on the website, darksideradio.nyc.com. You can also see the write-up that I did for the Gauntlet album where I actually break down everything in a more written form so that way you guys can read it. Maybe I was saying things too fast for you. Dark Side Radio is the Instagram. Dark Side Radio is the Facebook. Fuck Twitter because they suspended our account for some bullshit reason. Dark Side Radio bookings at gmail.com if you guys want to email me about anything that's business or music related. What else is there? I think that covers it. Tune in next week. We're gonna be right back in the full swing of things. I don't know who the fuck I got. You're gonna have to stay tuned for that.
Yeah.
Dark Side Radio, Black Up the Rebel, Hookz Murdock. Shout out to DJ Mainstream. We out. You got mine?
Yeah, of course you do.
Yeah. Break it back and flip it down. Break it back and flip it down.